When a woman comes to see me to discuss breast reconstruction, the very first thing we discuss is what type of mastectomy she's having and what is her incision placement going to be. Now, you might think that's something that should be decided by the breast surgeon. Yes, the breast surgeon needs to have significant input as to whether or not a patient is a candidate for a nipple-sparing mastectomy or not. But let's just focus on a skin-sparing mastectomy. So a skin-sparing mastectomy, we're removing the nipple and the areola. And once again, you might think that this is just something that's decided by the breast surgeon, but the incision placement and choice so drastically impacts the aesthetics of the reconstruction. It's something that really needs to be discussed with patients. And I think that it's a part of the reconstructive decision-making that's often just kind of brushed over and ignored. So let's talk about the different incisions for skin sparing. So the traditional way of doing an incision for a skin sparing mastectomy was just to do an ellipse around the nipple and the areola. This led to a horizontal straight line scar across your breast. You can envision that if you had very small breasts, it would just be an incision kind of nipple areola right here. If you had very pendulous large breasts, then we need to remove that nipple and the areola, which is hanging quite low. And then we have all this excess skin, and it's like, what do we do with this excess skin? You either end up with this result that's just hanging over your reconstruction, or you have to extend the scar all the way into the armpit to avoid excess skin just kind of hanging there. I hate these horizontal scars for that reason, but also because it inherently flattens the reconstruction. No matter what type of reconstruction I do, you have this object that should be projecting like a breast, and now you have this straight line scar across it. No, don't like it, like to avoid it. So what are other options? One option is a wise pattern mastectomy. I love wise pattern mastectomies. A wise pattern mastectomy is almost like doing a breast reduction and a mastectomy in the same operation. This is the foundation for a Goldilocks. And if you don't know what a Goldilocks is, refer to my other video. But it allows for this inverted T-type incision. So there's no horizontal scar across your breast, it's underneath your breast. Much better aesthetics. I also really love a vertical scar. A vertical scar removes the nipple and the areola, but your scar pattern is vertical. It's up and down. So it's with the lines of the breast as opposed to directly against the lines of the breast. You might not be a candidate for a vertical if your nipple areola is quite high on your breast, because that could lead your incision to be very high on your breast and visible in clothing. But that still might be preferable to a horizontal incision. But this is something that I discuss with all of my patients. We take a lot of time to discuss this because it so impacts your reconstruction appearance. If you had a skin sparing, let me know what type below.